Hi angels, thank you for joining my channel and tuning in if you're new here, and if you're back, welcome back. My name is Araceli for those who don't know, and yes, I know what you're thinking, another makeup tutorial, but my spirits have recently been down, and something I like to do when I'm feeling a bit depleted is play with makeup and turn myself into a princess, which is what I'm basically doing today. It picks up my spirit sometimes when I make the process in a fun, creative way, and it's another way I can be creative in a low effort way and lift my spirits a bit by playing a bit of dress up. I think we all need that sometimes, and we can all do that sometimes. I'll list all the products I use down below, but first I'm going in with foundation. And I normally don't use foundation because I live in Texas and that is going to come off in about like 2 or 5 seconds as soon as I step out the door, but I decided to do it today because I honestly was not leaving my house. I'm going in with foundation, and then after that I decided to go in with my concealer stick. This is what I use on a daily basis, is that Merit Beauty concealer slash foundation stick, because it's way less heavy. It's not going to sweat off whenever I step out. And as you can see, I do blend very chaotically because I don't know why I've always been a chaotic blender, whether it's a beauty blender or a brush. Next I'm going in with concealer, and I put it in the inner corner of my eye and the outer corner, and I lift it up and on the sides of my mouth just to give it a little lift. I think this makes my face more cohesive, you could say. I'm really big on proportions, if you didn't know. Like, I really like symmetry in life, in my home, on my face, and I've always been one. Even whenever I was younger, whenever I would get dressed for the day, I would sit there and say, no, this jean does not go with this shoe because it does not look like proportionally correct. I don't know if anyone else does that. As I mentioned earlier, my spirits have been down recently and I've been crying a lot, but I'm not questioning it. I'm just allowing myself to feel those feelings. So that's what I've been kind of dealing with, and something that gets me through my day sometimes is just the act of playing dress up. But if you've been watching my channel, you know I've been dealing with some interesting feelings recently, so I'm sorry to sound like a broken record recently. And now I'm going in with this bronzer contour stick by Makeup by Mario, I believe. I'm actually not a big fan of bronzer. It's like a hit or miss for me sometimes. It depends on what mood I'm feeling in, but today I was in the mood, so I'm putting bronzer on my cheeks, and then I put a little bit on my nose. I'm also brushing out my brows with a brush that I actually desperately need to get rid of and just buy a new one, but she's been holding on strong for me, so she's here to stay at this time. And then I'm putting powder on the places where I just placed my concealer as well too. I recently just got a bunch of vintage dresses that need mending, and they were free, and I'm really happy about that. But if you have any ideas on how to mend these beautiful dresses that I got, please let me know, or repair, or turn them into something else. I posted a little video about them on my TikTok if you're interested. So I don't always do this step that I'm doing at this time. I would say like 60% of the time I do, but I am just concealing the top and the bottom of my eyebrows. My eyebrows are already pretty sharp, I suppose, and thin, which is how I like them, but I believe when I put concealer around them, it just really enhances them and makes them more potent, I suppose. And then I am just going in with that same contour slash bronzer stick that I used earlier, and just taking a different eyeshadow brush and spreading it all over my lids. And then I am just curling my lashes and putting on mascara by my favorite mascara of all time since I was in middle school, maybe high school. Speaking of middle school, I don't know if I shared this, but I actually was homeschooled for about a year in middle school, and that was a really interesting time. I don't know if I worked well during that year. I could not sit and learn at a computer personally. I am then going in with my favorite lip combo recently. My lip combo kind of stays within the same color palette but changes every so often with the products. I'm using the Noto brand in the shade Fluxus, which is also a good contour as well too. And then I just darken some of my moles with the Freck OG pen because they can get kind of lost within this process. Lastly, I am just placing a pair of half lashes on the outer corner of my eyes, which is what I want to do when I want to feel extra cute. And then lastly, I am just taking a 1/2 inch curler and I am doing that very crazy and not in a very organized way throughout my hair. I think the key to achieving a perfect curly hair look that looks very effortless and like you did absolutely nothing is to do just that. I think when you don't have a specific curl pattern in your hair, it kind of makes your hair a bit more voluminous and not less stuck together. But it also depends on the mood that you're feeling, because if you are going for that look, that's also really sexy too. My hair is officially at its length that it was before I got that really bad haircut in, I believe, December of 2023, I want to say. She's grown and she's gonna keep growing. I actually recently box dyed my hair black too, but I've been doing castor oil in my hair every week to compensate for that. And we have 1/2 of my hair done, and so I'm gonna do the exact same thing to the other side, and it's gonna be this beautiful princess gorgeous hair look. I'm gonna tie everything together. Before I filmed this, I was just sitting down just in the most spiraling headspace ever, and I had the first thought that popped into my head of like, okay, what can I do creatively right now that's not going to take much effort? It was this. And so instead of questioning it, I decided to follow my gut, and I'm so happy I did because I love how this look turned out. It's giving if I was starring in a fairy tale movie where I was a fairy in the woods, and the movie was about me being a fairy in the woods, and this was my ethereal princess fairy makeup look. So I hope you try out this look, or at the very least inspired to do your own princess fairy makeup look and just have a little bit of fun today playing dress up. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here with me and continuing watching. I will see you in the next video. All my love to you.